Hey, divine ones, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Today, we are going deep into the existential to really look at, to talk about the divinity within and all around us, to look at faith and what it means to truly walk in faith, and why being in the pure embodiment of your divinity, walking in your sovereignty, is so important in this life. So we talk a lot on this show about all of the human things that come up, the triggers, the trauma, the chakra system, the energy centers, all the things that our human utilizes to walk through this life. And today we're going to take it a step further by looking. I know all of you are so good at living in this divinity, and I want to see if we can take it to the next level today by looking at the places where you maybe don't fully trust, where your faith isn't fully present, and looking at these places and noticing the correlation between the belief in your own divinity and your worthiness to receive lies. So, we all know that we are powerful spiritual beings. We talk about it, maybe we intellectualize it, but what it looks like to truly embody that, what it means to truly embody our divinity, means walking, talking, moving through this earth like you are God, him or herself. A lot of people try to project God onto something outside of themselves. I purposely have this picture of Jesus Christ here as a reminder, doing beautiful esoteric symbolism in this image, because I have a really deep and beautiful relationship with Christ. As I embodied my own Christ consciousness, what I learned and saw was that he was the perfect person to emulate, to open your heart, to raise your frequency, and to heal yourself and to reflect that healing onto others. He says time and time again that it's not that it's faith, not him doing the things, but that it's the faith in him, a faith in that greater power, the greater power that you and I walk in. Jesus Christ, more than anything, is a role model for how we can step into our own divinity, our own Christ consciousness. And it's by embodying that divinity here and now, by treating your vessel as a sacred temple, the foods that you eat, the water that you drink, the energies you interact with. It's by having a wide open heart to be in service to yourself and one another in each and every moment, unconditionally, without judgment. It's knowing that you are always held, that you are immortal in your consciousness, and it's only in this physical form that there is any sort of pain or suffering. And even then, that pain and suffering is a choice. It's a choice on how your higher consciousness can grow and evolve. I don't believe that humans ever need to sink into the frequency of suffering. I believe that we can look at each and every moment, no matter how blissful or how hard, and see how life is happening for and through us in that moment, and that we are that consciousness having that experience, whether we deem it good or bad. And it's through walking and moving through life, embodied in that divinity, bringing that higher state of consciousness into the here and now, making your decisions, interacting in your relationships through that divine knowing. And I ask you, if you truly believed that you are constantly held by that higher power, that you are constantly walking in that higher power, that you're the higher power in human form, so that you were never separate, never alone, always in that state of connected oneness with Source, how would you make your decisions? Would you take the leap of faith knowing you would be held? Would you have the hard conversations knowing that you would rise again and so would they? Would you make choices that were in alignment with your soul and the desires of your heart, even if they felt scary and uncomfortable, because you knew that even in that scary and uncomfortable, your consciousness evolving through that experience? What I see with a lot of the clients who joined me at the beginning, I work with a lot of really beautiful, powerful beings. And they've created a lot of different successes, and they're still very confused in a lot of ways in their life. And they have this deep faith, this talk of God, source, universe, of their higher self. And yet there's an aspect of them that doesn't fully trust themselves, that sometimes falls into confusion rather than clarity when making decisions, that doesn't trust that they are always held. And it's through really mending that relationship with God, source, universe, with the higher consciousness within you, that we can create a deeper level of faith. Our relationship with God, source, universe, whether you see it as something within you that you are, or something that's just outside of you but always there, either way, it's about a relationship. It's about a relationship of trust, of communicating and receiving. Faith in this looks like walking into life knowing everything is happening for you. It's asking for what you desire and then letting go and having faith that either that or something better will come. And what having faith looks like is taking action, living life as if that something greater is already happening for you. A lot of us go back, we have these really big, beautiful visions and goals and dreams. And then we fall back with all of the doubts and the fears. We take all of this knowledge we've had from the past or these perceived outcomes of the future, and we let it muddle our vision for the here and now. We let those fears and doubts rise up within us. And then we focus on those fears and doubts, and we take what looks like aligned action, but is really controlled action based on, I don't think this is actually going to happen for me, so I'm going to do whatever I can in the meantime in case it doesn't. That's not full faith. Full faith means walking boldly into all that you desire, knowing there will be hiccups, there will be scrapes and bruises along the way. That's how we evolve as that higher consciousness. It's how we step deeper into ourselves. But that we will be held, that we are being positioned, that we are being prepared for our highest possible timeline. That we are always held and seen. And in those moments when you cry out for help, that you are heard. You're heard in that moment and in every moment. And your only point of separation is the thoughts in your mind, the judgments towards yourself in your mind. When you can step into that heart-centered place, grounded in your truth, you feel the divinity raging through you, carrying you through life. It's a place of stepping back into that observer we've talked about so many times, and being able to step back and simply observe, knowing you are not the emotions, you are not the body, you are not the one anything is happening to. You are the observer experiencing this moment, allowing yourself to feel fully into whatever emotions arrive, to be fully present with whatever arises, even if it's uncomfortable or confrontational, being solid in your faith and in your truth. And it's about continuing that faith, even if it doesn't show up right away. I know that our culture has gotten so used to instant gratification in so many forms, but the spiritual journey is a long game. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have places to expand and grow, more to become in this lifetime. And so proof is that you're here now, breathing, listening, receiving. You can feel the energy pulsating, circulating through you. That is proof that there is still more out there for you, and it gets to be good. It's faith in that it gets to be good. It gets to get better. I get to grow and expand, to feel pleasure and excitement in this lifetime. And stepping back into that higher oneness, that conscious being, allowing yourself to experience all of life. If this feels hard, if you desire to deepen into this, I encourage you to reach out about my Embodied Divinity mentorship. For 6 months, we go deep. We go into every energy center, every limiting belief, every inner child and shadow wound. We reparent. We shine the light. We integrate those parts of ourselves. And at the end of our 6 months together, you walk through this life in your highest self, embodying your divinity, held in grace and love through all that you do because of the belief and faith, the knowing in your heart, and the ability to trust yourself, higher case self, above all else. I know you can do this, whatever you're moving through, whatever's coming up for you as you listen to this. I know that as you deepen into the present moment in your faith, as you know that you are held and carried through it all, you will find all that you seek. And I'm right here rooting for you, offering love, support, and guidance however I can. As always, breathe deep and plan on miracles. And I'll see you next time.